For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. See, the true believer will be more concerned about the inner man. Now, we are also not going out now. Lockdown, all you can do exercise, social distancing. If you have a gym in your house, you can use your gym. Physical exercise is good, but what about the inner spiritual one? Have you taken time to also feed that spirit man? Even this period when God has given us the opportunity to be together with our families. Have you taken time to begin to renew your inner man? Let's calm down. In fact, God wants us to calm down. The rat race is too much. Do you know that as we speak, Times Square with all its busyness, there's nothing there. Oxford Street in London with all the busyness. In Nigeria, you do Mota Market, Balogun Market, everywhere is calm. The busiest city in other parts of the world, everything is calm. There is God. There is God. And so, when we focus on external things and refuse to look at the internal, that is why 1 Timothy 4 verse 7 says, bodily exercise, it profited little. Yes, it is good for, we must look healthy. We must look healthy so that even when we appear, we carry the image and glory of God. But as we are doing that, let us not forget our spirit man. Let's feed the spirit man. And so 1 Timothy 4 and verse 7 says, but refuse profane and old wise fable, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness. For bodily exercise profited little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that is now, that now is, and that which is to come. So there's a life now, but that which is to come. As I arrange my physical body, like to look fit, like to eat well, balanced diet, and all of that, I should also be balancing my spirit man, preparing me for the life to come. Jesus said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. Where am I? Where I am, there also will you be. So worldliness will make an attempt to separate us from God. But the good news is that Jesus Christ himself has already made provision for us so that we will not fall into worldliness. He said, love not the world. The things that are causing us to go into worldliness are the things of the world. We should take our eyes from the lust of the eyes and the pride of life and the flesh. So what is it to say bye? Because our topic is bye to the world. Bye to the world. Whether you are a believer tonight, as you hear the sound of my voice, begin to rethink. Have a reboot. And in fact, I think that obviously, this is, God wants us to have a rethink. Every human race. What is it to say bye? Why do I need to say bye to the world? What are the consequences if I don't say bye to the world? For us, bye is when you say farewell. When you make a farewell greeting. You depart from one location to another location. In this wise, we are going to depart from worldliness to godliness. We are going to say bye-bye to the world and welcome ourselves into godliness. As believers, we don't want to be part of the world system. Yes, that is ruled by Satan. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 12. Hebrews 13 verse 12. Let's turn our Bibles and see the provision that God has made for us, that we will not be entangled with worldliness. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 12. And it says, wherefore Jesus also, that he might sanctify the people with his own blood, suffered outside the gate. Jesus himself has sanctified us. Jesus suffered and died for us, so that we might not be separated from, we will be separated from the world and set apart for God. No wonder he said, when a man is in Christ, a new creature, all things are passed away. Brethren, the things that, as it's goodbye to the world. The things of the world have passed away. We cannot go there. And so, as believers, or as people that want to join the believers today, we are no longer part of that sinful world. Well, for the believers now, yes, for believers now, we are no longer part of that sinful world. Sin no longer have dominion over us. We should not be trapped and entangled by the evil and the principles of the world. It's very easy, I'm telling you, for us to fall into the snare. It's a gradual process, small. It doesn't matter. Let me tell small lie today. Let me compromise there today. Let me do small cheating today. No. We are no longer part of the values of the world. Jesus gave us freedom according to John chapter 15 and verse 19. John 15:19. If ye were of the world will love its own. But ye are not of the world. Jesus has freed us from the world. But I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore, the world will hate you. That is where the issue comes from. Because I don't want them to hate me. I don't want them to think that I'm holier than thou. I don't want them to think that your one is even too much. Are you the only one that is carrying this Jesus on your head? Yes. You cannot. It's bye-bye to the world. Bye-bye to lust. Bye-bye to evil. Bye-bye to adultery, fornication, corruption, lying, stealing, manipulation. Bye-bye. That is what it is. And so Jesus has given us the freedom from it. Just to buttress the point further, in John chapter 17 and verse 14 to 19, let's see what Jesus is telling us. The freedom is total. The separation from the world is total. He has already made it all for us. And it says, in that John chapter 17, I read from verse 13. And it says, and now come I to thee, and these things I speak in their world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them the word, and the world had hated them, because they are not of the world. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from evil. You are in the world, but you are not of the world. God has made a provision to keep you and I from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth, and thy word is truth. As thou hast sent me unto the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. Jesus, we are in the world, but we are not of the world. We will not be entangled with the practices of the world. We have said bye to them. We cannot go back to the world. And that is why if you look at Matthew, why we cannot go back to the world. Why we cannot go back to the world. Why we must say bye-bye to the world. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 25. Matthew 6 and verse 25. And it says, therefore I say unto you, but the things that make us to go back to the world is because we begin to look where we worry. Oh, food. Oh, clothes. Oh, water. Oh, holiday. Oh, all these things. Oh, my passion. All of these things are what is taken about. Jesus Christ has already made provision for it. He said, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for